Om Shanti, welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today's day 6, Soul Consciousness, a drop of awareness 5 times a day. Shakti, power, contentment. Now we'll be listening to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. When we have 1 hour of silence, we get enough time to practice. First, I had as a point of light to go into the cave of center of forehead, Brikuti. Are you able to do that? And then there is a throne, lotus throne, to be seated. This lovely concept, but to do it practically needs a lot of practice. Yes, we had time today. While in silence, we could do that for a long time. But practice should be such that many times during what we are busy in actions, but we want to relax and sit for a while. So we have, each one of us have chosen to have a comfortable chair somewhere in the room or wherever we have to sit. And it doesn't take long, right? You stop action, you just go, you sit there. It could be recliner, it could be easy chair. You just sit there. You rest, you are comfortable, and it's easy to go. But that's for the body. And same should be the practice for the soul, even during day. Whenever I feel I need inner rest or I need power or clarity, so I should go back into my seat. First I enter, go within, go in my kutia, my little cave. And in that little cave or cottage, there is lotus throne. Now lotus throne is, which reminds you, I have to make myself completely free from all different influences, thoughts. That means I have to be Nyara. Because we have impressions about so many things, opinions, impressions of people. Mind always have certain influences. So why have to go and sit on this throne to make myself Nyara, free from all influences? Anything I'm touched with, any feelings, emotions, I make myself free and I sit on this throne. To sit on the lotus throne, I have to be light. I have to be pure. And it's very beautiful if we really do it regularly, as we do Amrit Vela, but also we can do during day. So you're not carrying anything from morning to noon, then to afternoon. You are making yourself free. If you had been touched by something, if you have some extra thoughts, some impressions, so just make yourself free from everything and sit on this throne. And when you are on that throne, that is where you have authority or you are a Shakti. Because it is only when you are seated on the throne that your authority or your power will work. There are many, many concepts of power and Shakti because Shakti is within the soul. Shakti is within the soul. Hmm? It's a very subtle aspect. And it is in my awareness. I have Simriti, if I have awareness, there is power. If I forget, there is no power. That is why we had been practicing, call it soul consciousness or awareness of my eternal self, of my qualities, of my powers. So it's really very, very subtle practice of soul consciousness. And that is why I thought that it's a very, very beautiful way that I go in, I sit on my throne, and there, from there, I use my Shakti, whether of purity, it could be of love, or peace, or wisdom. Whichever power I need, I can order that power, think of that power, and it will emerge. And we saw Brahma Baba, or when we take the Ishti from Avyak Baba, we can see how Baba is giving so much, but is very stable, very still. Many times when Avyak Baba is there, I see so much goes on behind the stage. So much talking, walking, doing things. But he's above. He's above everything. He doesn't really, for us, if anything happens around, we say, can you stop it? Because it disturbs you, right? But we don't see that happening to Brahma Baba. We don't see happening that to Avyak Baba. So why we take Drishti also to look at how Baba is so stable, so above, so far, even things are happening just next to his eyes. I mean, that's called stability or power of concentration, or they are seated on the throne. So just to be seated on this lotus throne itself is requires a lot of practice. So we have given ourselves this month to keep practicing that. And when you are able to practice and experience, new insights emerge. There is a lot of contentment. And when there is contentment, then you are very, very cheerful. When there is lack of contentment, then even our joy is not there. So contentment, Baba says, those who have contentment, they are jewels of contentment. They become jewels. And many times Baba asks, mm, where you fit jewel of head, mm, or of any other ornament. So within yourself, you start seeing this sparkling jewel of contentment emerging. And it's very, very beautiful feeling because you yourself will feel that sparkle, the rays of light spreading, like we show, when we go in Baba's room. Baba's rays, Shiv Baba's rays on Brahma Baba. So same is this, I as a jewel of contentment, I will be able to see all the sparkle spread around. And that is, of course, is angelic stage, is divine stage. That's why they give example that whenever Brahma Baba was in a challenging time, when people will look at him, he looked so angelic, like form of light, that nobody could hurt him. But also they get so touched at that time. So Baba is also preparing us for both things, to give the visions of an angel, but also if there are situations, then if I appear as image of light, then it will serve and save us also. So we are, it's not just we are thinking about what I have to do, but becoming. Today I took few moments to go in and sit on this throne. And I wanted to see how long I can stay, but also whatever power I needed, am I able to immerse that power or use that authority? Because as angel, as divine soul, which is always all divine souls, deities are shown standing or sitting on the lotus flower. So it's a very, very beautiful practice, and contentment is only way to progress. It's only way where you are so happy and full that you can share blessings with others. But if I don't have contentment, then I cannot bless anyone. Also, for sustenance of yajna, protection of yajna, atmosphere of contentment is very important. Our conversations always of our attainments. Otherwise, it's like what is not right, this shouldn't happen, that shouldn't happen. Okay, until this moment, whatever happened was accurate, it was drama. But then in contentment, I can still see where we can bring changes or make things better. There is always chances of improvement in the self and whatever we do, but not as complaints, not as kind of deep within, why I couldn't do that, why I couldn't attain that. No. Good practice, good stage, contentment, cheerfulness. is what is Brahmin life about. But if I allow my emotions to be affected, same as before becoming Brahmin, then that spirituality, the alaukikta, is not visible. And having contentment does so much service in Laukiks and also uh, in the Brahmin family. So think about contentment, experience contentment, and become the jewel of contentment. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So now Sister Kala will be with us, and as today is our um, chit chat day, so just want to tell you all that we still have our chit chat after that, and our dear brother will be with us. So stay with us.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti and good evening to all. I know you have a taster coming up soon, Brother Eric. All looking forward to it. But also, Sister Mohini's sharing this evening, I thought was very, very profound. And you could tell as she was relating her practice, her experience, we could all take that same journey, right? Into the cave of the forehead, and then taking that throne, lotus throne. You know, you hear Bapdada in the Murli oftentimes say that if the king doesn't sit on the throne, how are the servers or the companions, anyone going to listen to that king? And of course, he refers to the soul, right, sitting on that throne. But I don't think I never got that clear picture of the king sitting on the throne as I did today. When I, as a soul, go inside, locate myself, and really become pure, detached, really uninfluenced by everything, right? Impressions, opinions, influences, even extra thoughts. And so, a very, very inspiring practice for us all to continue as we have been continuing. It's not a one day practice, but we have been building on that practice day by day, adding each quality of the soul, each attribute of the soul. And I'm sure our stage of soul consciousness, quote unquote, I think is increasing in leaps and bounds every day, right? Percentage of soul consciousness. So everybody had a lovely day, remembering I'm a Shakti. Not only that, but I am a Shiv Shakti, and you remember Shiv Shakti. What you also remember Shiv Shaktis are known for. They are the instruments used by Shiv Baba, God, for world transformation. And so that power of transformation instantly, you can realize that Baba has also given that to us in inheritance, right? All the powers Baba gives us in inheritance. So very, very beautiful thing. And for me, I thought that the most important power for me today was the power to stop, just the power to stop whatever I'm doing and to be able to say, this is my time to go inside into the cave. Of course, I didn't see it that clearly, but I knew that there was this train of thoughts going on and on. But it's time to stop, and that's the real second that Baba talks about, the second of Jivan Mukti. I think if you can do that, you can do all the rest, right? And I also love the way that Sister Mohini connected when we practice and when we experience, this kind of deep inner stability, power, stillness. There is a lot of insights that come through naturally, automatically. And it's through these insights, or when there is a foundation of these insights, there is this feeling of contentment, right? And cheerfulness that comes naturally. So it's not something that you can create artificially, but it comes from deep, deep inside. And as she said, it's a very, very subtle practice. And also, I love the fact that it is in contentment that I can really make changes. You know, if I haven't touched that place of contentment, stillness, stability, and have had some deep insights or realizations, I cannot make deep changes as well. So it's really our force for transformation, contentment, and it's a very progressive quality. It's the only way to progress, as she said. You know, usually people think of contentment as something passive, you know, something that you know are not supposed to have any motivation or ambition or anything. But as a matter of fact, it's the energy that actually makes us progress in the right way. So beautiful practice again tomorrow. So we can have that slide. I am a point of light, a living being in the center of the forehead. I am a jewel of contentment seated on the lotus throne. I am a point of light, a living being in the center of the forehead. I am a jewel of contentment seated on the lotus throne. So another beautiful day coming up. We have just finished 7 days of our bhakti, of soul consciousness, and we'll be moving on to the next phase, the second paragraph of Baba's Murli tomorrow. But this is a very, very beautiful conclusion to the 7 days, I think, the practice of being the jewel of contentment. Om Shanti, and looking forward.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vyakti Journey, a Vyakti Parivar Chit Chat, sharing from the heart. And for that, we would like to invite our dear brother Eric. We had a wonderful journey together whole January month, and we won't let you go, brother. So at least once a week, we want to have you with a Vyakti Parivar. So here you go.
Hello, Om Shanti, everyone. Om Shanti, good evening. Yes, I'm back. And it feels I had a full-time job in Avyakti Parivar. Now I got a part-time job. So it is good. Om Shanti, dear Mohini Didi. Nice to see you again. Did you miss me?
We don't. We felt your presence in some form.
Yes. But we don't miss each other.
We always feel presence.
Exactly. Yeah, and I've been watching also, and the feeling was that for 1 month I was obsessed with becoming like Brahma Baba, and now back to another stage of awareness, which is very beautiful, and I really enjoyed. So yes, now we have to become a cave soul. We thought man came from the caveman, but now we know we are becoming cave soul. So back to the cave. And I've been hearing you mentioning the word Shakti, power, but also last 2 days ago, you mentioned it's like energy. And I was curious if we can hear from you about what do you feel when you mention energy, because even one day I was mentioning how Baba works through us, and you said, no, it's Baba's energy. So it seems you're very sensitive to energy. Do you get current coming, or what is the energy that you feel?
Let's say when there is purity in the soul, so there is power in the soul, right? Because of purity. And that power is felt like, like you have good feelings, you're feeling very much, there is contentment, and not only that, but you're very creative, you are into everything. And some days you find that it's not that much energy. We use word energy a lot, but it is more as I what I will need to do whenever I feel is again create the awareness of being soul. And not only that, but this through the thoughts, then I have elevated thoughts, benevolent thoughts, or auspicious thoughts, and that brings back also a lot of power or a lot of energy. So I think that energy is more like how you feeling. Sometimes you feel very, very good, very enthusiastic, lot of courage, and some days, it's so. It's not you go like you lose it, but you're not very high into that. So what I really like in Brahma Baba or Dadi Prakash Mani, that they had all the time same enthusiasm, same love. It was never less in percentage, but every time you go in front of Dadi Prakash Mani, she's so joyful, right? It's not sometimes we go in her room, she's not joyful. When we go, she is joyful. No, I have seen her many times. I will suddenly go, oh, the way she welcome you, the way she says hello, good morning. There is lot of uh, energy, right?
Mm.
So that must be, it's not up and down. So what we are trying in soul consciousness to have that something consistent in us, consistent love, consistent benevolent feelings, consistent good wishes for everyone. I think that will happen through uh, soul consciousness, and of course keep creating that awareness. Like today when I was many times like I am doing something, go and sit on chair. Oh, I said, but I need to sit on my throne, lotus throne. And it was beautiful to just go and sit there, relax, and then whatever one has to think. So it was real kind of feeling of not only body sitting there to relax, but then soul goes also. And of course, tomorrow you all will hear Murli, very, very powerful Murli, but I had to read today in Hindi where Baba is describing about all the powers. And I was so happy to read that Murli because, oh, I thought he is with us as professor, saying, okay, I teach you now. You all talking of Shakti, I tell you all the powers. So tomorrow when you all will listen, you will relate to that lot. So I think word energy is more like how you feeling,
Mm.
and
And
then level of thoughts.
it's a silly question, but when you say you have to go and sit on the throne, are you visual? Do you see the lotus?
No, no,
No.
I don't see it, but internally,
Uh,
yeah, internally when I'm going, very little lotus, no, it's little space. It's not like big space for lotus. Yeah, but I just see the lotus and then I sit there.
mhm.
Mm.
Some of us are very visual. So when you mentioned going in a cave, sitting in a lotus, I visualize, in the whole cave when there are many lotuses, and I choose one, and I say, okay, which one am I going to sit on today? And I don't have to crush it, so I have to be careful. But it's a beautiful image to be in a cave sitting on a lotus. And in terms of energy, I come back to this word because I know that you like us to go into the eternal and original self and the connection with that stage of the soul. And I'm wondering if you can distinguish sometimes when it's the energy of the soul that you feel, either through your thought, like you were mentioning, or can you distinguish when it's the energy of the soul and the energy of Baba, who is touching you or, being manifested? And it's easy for me to be soul conscious. I'm really speaking to a soul. I see just a point of light. So maybe Mohini Didi went to the cave. So, oh, she's back. So yeah, this distinction between the energy, because when you mention energy of the soul, and yesterday or the before yesterday, you were mentioning about the Shakti. Do you sometimes feel that the energy you feel is really Baba's energy?
You know, this one thing I want to clarify, that in the cave there is only one lotus. It's not a pond, right? You're going.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
if you
Yes.
go in the pond, then there are many lotuses. You have to choose. But in my cave, there is only one lotus, and that's also like a throne.
I have to clean
Okay.
up my cave tomorrow. Then I'll remove that. I think there are too many.
Yeah, but that's in the pond, no? But
Okay.
in the pond, you have been given one to sit.
Okay.
Okay. You know, higher. Baba is the highest on high. Is ever pure. So I am in a very, very pure thoughts and pure feelings and pure stage. And then I could feel from Baba in the sense of one who is ever pure. It's a very beautiful connection. It could be like ocean going to river going towards the ocean, or it could be like the rays of Baba on me connecting with my rays, and you know the light is brighter. So I can give many examples, but this is more like, you know, you uplifting and elevated, and it's like I give example in Brahma Baba, let's say. When Shiv Baba will come in Brahma Baba, during Murli, many times in the beginning when I was very new, I used to sit in Murli in front row. I will suddenly see, you know, like sometimes we have bulb light,
Mm.
and suddenly the light goes more. So same is like, you know, so you feel more uplifting, you feel, you know, suddenly your courage has jumped and you are so enthusiasm. It's like, you know, same like voltage, you know, well, voltage go, then there is more power. So that's how I feel Baba, you know, connected with Baba. I know every morning I really kind of, you know, try to be more with Baba and receiving from Baba. So it could be sometimes, uh, you know, in different relationships, and sometimes in, you know, certainly my heart or my intellect just opens up unlimited, and generosity will emerge. And I said, yes, I have generosity. My heart is generous, but Baba makes it unlimited. So when it's unlimited, I immediately say, oh, Baba wants me to do this. You know, even for cooperation or anything, it's like when Baba touches you even little bit, you become unlimited. And you just feel, oh, I can do it. It will happen. And whether it is spiritually through Mansa or cooperation in any different way, you just feel that volume has increased. Like, so I just feel this is my capacity. I thought up to that extent, but when it comes from Baba, it multiplies. There could be many, but this is what I could think now.
I know, because it's been 1 week that we've been focusing on this awareness and different aspects. And I think, of course, we would love to be soul conscious, or aware of the self all the time. And I have to say, it's still, you know, I'm trying with my drops all the time. Sometimes my drops, or, you know, I just forget. And when soul consciousness is not there, of course, we're very, very easily distracted. And do you feel that at the moment for you, you've changed this notion of effort into more enjoying a practice? Because I feel that every time I try to ask you what efforts you're making, you're not making effort. I'm making effort, but you're not. And you look more like enjoying a practice. Is that right?
Yeah, that is right. But also uh, original eternal stage. So feelings of love, that's soul consciousness. You are very peaceful, that's soul consciousness. You have very pure feelings, is soul consciousness. So it's not all the time I have to remember I am a soul, but your eternal qualities, original qualities will be working, emerging. That means you are in soul consciousness because soul is there, right? Whether I am aware or not. And then if I had been practicing, then one of the original quality or eternal quality will be emerging during day. So you should see that as soul consciousness. Like you feel so loving or merciful or generous. No, this is soul consciousness.
I guess it's
Because
like the deities. They won't be telling each other, I'm a soul, I'm a soul. Good morning, Lakshmi soul. Good morning, Narayan soul.
we won't need it. Because if, let's say, whatever drops, whatever time we have practiced, that has become the stage, right? And what will emerge from that stage are qualities of the eternal soul, right? There will be love, there will be peace, there will be pure feelings, elevated thoughts. Through that, I can know that it's the stage of soul consciousness. But when we practice, it's like we are adding more drops, more light into that. So each one of us have certain percentage of soul consciousness. It's not we are not in soul consciousness. Let's say if I have acquired 60%, then every day increasing, but we want it 100%. That's why we are practicing.
But I think
Same
what
way
I
Baba gave example about body conscious, that they don't have to do anything. There is consciousness of body. Same is of the soul also. Start happening more and more. Or when you're giving drishti, looking at someone enters and you say Om Shanti. So you are looking at the soul, not looking now. I have to open eyes and say, okay, Om Shanti, looking at the soul. You can't say soul, right? But you say it with a lot of love, Om Shanti, and you said it in soul consciousness.
so what is your hope for us for this month? How much more do you think should we aim for a big difference between now and the end of the month? And how do you think we should pay attention to that progress during the month? From where to where should we go?
Actually, the whole aim was when Baba says you have to be Nyara and Pyara. That means you have to remain untouched. That means I am very much into a very pure state of being and loved by Baba and the family. So that was really the whole topic, that how can I become like Nyara and Pyara? So we can check our percentage, that if I heard something, I said something I saw and all that. So I saw, I noticed, but does it stay long with me? Or it is just like we say that even the drops, dew drops on the lotus, they come, they fall. It remains very untouched. So same through our stage, we will know. So finally, we have to be Nyara and Pyara. That means loved by father and the family. So that I am looking for that stage, because that is where then karmatit stage will emerge, because actions which you will do is not influenced by past or anything what others said, all of that. So that action will be what Baba called elevated action, but neutral action, akarmi also. But that's moving towards our stage of karmatit.
And I know you've been reinforcing the thought of being detached from the sense organs, or being able to be not influenced by the sense organs. And I was reading that paragraph, from last week's Murli, and it says only being detached from any awareness of your body will make you loved by God. How would you describe this connection that the more I detach from the awareness of the body, how does it attract Baba's love?
So there, I will be taking that from Monday onwards about body and sense organs and everything connected with body. But see, when you are in soul consciousness, you are in an angelic form. In the sense when we read Murli, Baba said, everyone looked at Baba and felt Baba as an angel or a divine person, right? So that means its body is not just then something from the matter, from the nature, but it's coming from the light of the soul. So more like we looked at Dadi Gulzar or Dadi's, that alaukikta, their rays around their face was completely different. So our attention will not go towards how big their eyes are or how they look, but it's just like the light. So that will start happening. People will not notice our physical existence, but more as a spiritual. I am using word spiritual, alokik, or as angelic, so that angelic glimpse will be visible also.
So if we want to really break, unless it's a topic for later in the month, but the experience I had during the week, was maintaining the thought. I'm sure, like everyone, I was enjoying 5 actions that I started to connect with the practice. And I thought it was very entertaining to use 5 actions that I normally don't associate with practicing an awareness. But I find it quite difficult to maintain the awareness and the feeling and the state. I think I was loving all the time, so maybe I was always soul conscious without knowing, but I'm sure I could do better. And I was aware that body consciousness can anytime cover up the awareness, and suddenly we're busy and we don't pay attention, and we lose a little bit the connection. So is it going to happen that we can really break that body consciousness and maintain a spiritual awareness all day long? Is
Every
that the
day,
full? Are we going to
every
do this month?
every day you will find that there is less and less impact of your own sanskars or sanskars of others in the sense of body consciousness. I think that, we're trying to assess it or calculate it or estimate how it is. But what I'm saying that every one of us, even if you have 10 thoughts, but I think we have much more. I don't know, during day, Amrit Vela we do for about 45 minutes, 1 hour. Some do more. Every thought is creating awareness, right? And percentage is increasing. And comparative to yesterday, there will be less body consciousness today. Our responses, our way of talking, and our way of seeing becoming more and more spiritual.
So
I
should we
use word
consider
more
that
spirit.
however many drops of soul consciousness we had,
Yeah,
that many drops of body consciousness go away?
yeah, disappear, because yeah, definitely what we emerging, body consciousness is changing into angelic form. From soul consciousness, what is emerging is this lightness, this purity, is angelic stage. And I think that if you look at the percentage of body consciousness, what you had and what you are now, it's very little. You cannot say that it is same, right? I even find so much difference in drishti and everything of soul consciousness is different. So next week I will take about the connection with the body of the soul's connected with body, right? In that connection where we have to pay attention so body consciousness doesn't emerge. So this week I just wanted to focus on creating awareness. And next one, which Baba is talking in the Murli, is my own relationship with my body. What is
Mm.
relationship of soul and the body? So I cannot deny body, right? I cannot neglect body. But how do I soul even see one's own body? And that change awareness at a different level. So I have planned for whole 4 weeks from I keep reading morely few times, even one paragraph to really see what Baba wants us. So as I was preparing for tomorrow evening, as we start from Monday, very beautiful concept of soul's relationship with body. And if soul can create that relationship, whole change will happen in in the sense of body is there, but your awareness towards your own body has changed. So when my awareness towards my body will change, then everyone will also start feeling that way. Like they could look at you, you are Baba's good instrument. No. But if I am seeing myself through body doing as Baba's instrument, so I have to create awareness towards my own body in a right way. And if we create that, that means I will be using body until the end if I have to serve, right? But there will be my relationship with the body, my own body will be different. So that is little subtle, but it's very interesting. I will take next week. It's a preview.
Yeah, it's a preview. I know you're very good now in keeping us on our toes for the next step. I think we all like your plan. And if I may share, I mean, for me, there's one thing I really discovered and enjoyed in the last, in all the little conversations we had. And I think sometimes the way you explain to us, actually from explanation, it becomes a blessing. And every time I tell you that I'm not complete or perfect or this, you explain to me that I'm actually better than I think. And I feel that the explanation has turned into a blessing. So I'm taking that from you. It's going to be my new signature when teaching now. I'm not going to teach, I'm going to share in such a way that others feel, yeah, actually, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong. So it's instant healing. Just ask the question and you will be healed. So thank you very, very much. But sincerely, it really helps me to think differently. And maybe sometimes we see ourselves, focusing on the little negative that remains. Like for me, I become obsessed with yellow spots on curry, whenever we eat yellow food. And the little drop of curry on the shirt, it's so annoying. And the whole shirt is clean except that little spot. So I'll learn to be thinking differently. Just a last word, maybe, Sister Moini, concluding this whole first week. What would you like us to just remember and conclude? I know we'll be practicing tomorrow the jewel of contentment, but just so that we follow your plan properly, what would be your suggestion that we really pay attention again so we conclude the first part of your master plan?
What I find that, when I think of my early days in Brahmin life, I used to practice lot these concepts, Even when I will go to Madhuban, like 1 week, I will just do Amrit Vela as I am peaceful soul. I like to take one or two words and cultivate that and churn on that and inculcate that. So when I was doing it, I felt very happy that I'm able to do this again. And especially when Baba, gives us this practice of 5 drills. So I love those very much when Baba himself is doing it, and especially thinking that because we are completing our journey, I need to have my eternal stage. And so, an eternal stage is stage of soul consciousness, and the quality of purity, love, and peace eternally. That's the energy of the soul or quality of the soul. So I feel that we will be within 1 week or for my own self practicing more of eternal being. But also, even if we are saying one virtue per day, one quality per day, but it's becoming the part of the self, all of them. And it's like we have so many jewels we can play with. whenever we want, just do that. And but also Baba will explain tomorrow morning that how in soul consciousness, when you are there, the right power, right virtue emerges, which I like very much because sometimes I want to merge, but I'm tolerating. Sometimes I want to be peaceful, but I am not that peaceful, So, how the practice, what we did, has increased Shakti in us or contentment. Contentment is from the attainment. Whatever we attain, I'm not saying exactly what you will, but whatever we have felt, attained, just being happy about practicing is a big attainment too. Because we never paid that much attention, you know. And I like that we should be like Brahma Baba. But then Baba said incorporeal, right? Viceless and egoless. So I was really like how we can keep increasing our incorporeal stage. And in that there are so many, seed form stage, bodiless stage, and every stage needs a lot of. We have done it, but we need to pay attention, practice, and at least feel that now I have command on that, and I can be bodiless within 1 second. And especially when Baba Dada says 1 second. So today I had been saying, okay, 1 second, let me go back and sit on my throne. In 1 second, let me be this. So the aim is that within 1 week, we should be able to experience our eternal form more. And when Baba is giving that drill, that I could be in that eternal state even for a few moments.
Lovely. I think we all like that plan very much. So thank you so much, Mohini Didi. I'll go and check my cave to see if there's any water. And if there's water and too many lotus and roses, I'll clean it up. And next week, I'll tell you how my cave has become.
So by next week, we will, when
Tomorrow.
now when we sit in remembrance of Baba, we will do that. And really, you will be very, very pleased with that you have a place you can go, sit, heal, talk to yourself, talk to Baba. It's very, very beautiful. As I said, if you have a comfortable chair in your room, there is this whole thing, okay, you're not able to sleep, you're sleeping. Get up, sit on this chair, read Murli on that chair, rest on that chair, reflect on that. So same will become like this. Oh, let me go and sit on this lotus throne. And then I think from there, and then, I think it's going to be very beautiful, real, lovely experience. And it can be now when we sit in Baba's remembrance. We do that now again. And
And
thank you
then
very much, Brother Eric. And I'm sure that, yeah, it's going well. And of course, there is a lot of progress. And no, I feel these are like final touches we are giving to ourselves. If time is short, then, and final touching takes time, but they are beautiful. And that will kind of finish or complete our image. Portrait will be proper.
thank you to you. Because of you and your willingness to answer all these questions, I'm feeling all the blessings from the family. And it's probably a trick of Baba to polish me a little bit faster. So last touch through blessing is very beautiful. So thank you, and really happy to be with you again tonight. And yes, I'll enjoy. And maybe the little children can make drawings of what they see as being the lotus throne. And we can ask the little children to make us beautiful images. So if someone is still looking for an image for their throne, children can design some for us. So, and I'll create a beautiful one now. So thank you again, Mohini Didi. Really appreciate. And I'll be back next week.
Thank you. Shanti. So stay with Baba as jewel of contentment. Baba says the jewel of contentment is always on my crown. So have a good practice day tomorrow. Om Shanti and good night, everyone.